this is part 2 of the Team Z mini tub kit install on this Fox body right here. I'm Billy Mack, and as you can see, I got a sexy mustache again. So I don't know if there's any women watching, please shut it off now, because what we do not need is anybody slipping off their couch because it's a little wet. So guys and gals, well, hopefully just guys now, let's get to it. I don't know what else to say. Okay guys, so where we left off yesterday is we cut out the panels, the existing tubs that were in the car, 9 inches, remember? Straight line to the front, 9 inches again. Cut them out, we gotta notch the frame. We did all that. So today, what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to box in that frame. Problem is, I might be short on the 1/8 inch steel, the plate. If I am, then I guess we're gonna have to finish it tomorrow. But let's get to it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a template. I'm gonna draw it up with construction paper, poster board, whatever the hell you wanna call it. That's what I'm gonna do first. Then I'm gonna make sure everything's all clean, flat, get the first plate in, tack it up, and we'll go from there. So here we go guys, let's get to the template.
Okay, so what we did here was made out a template to fit in the frame rail. Traced it out on the 1/8 inch plate, which I asked for 6 inches. This is 5 inches.
That's what she said.
So I'm gonna be a little bit short. Hopefully I got some more plate around here somewhere. I'll have to search. But either way, that's the next step, is to, now I'll cut this out, grind it down to fit perfectly in the car. Okay, so I plugged up these holes, ground them down a bit. This is the main weld coming through. Ground it down a little bit. All underneath is welded, and up top is welded, ground down a bit. So now what I gotta do is put a plate in there and weld that in place. Once this plate's all in, then I can mock up the other side and do the same thing all over. Okie dokie. So the frame rail's all boxed in, welded up. Look at that gobs of crap. The other side looks a lot better. I'd show you, but if it doesn't, you'd have to call me a liar. Okay, so what I have here is I have the backing of the tub, and I have it set at about 90 degrees, well, straight up and down. And then I'm gonna take this here construction paper. I'm gonna get my lovely assistant, whenever she's free, come out and help me hold this. And then we're gonna mark up and along here. And then when we trace it out on the actual metal, and it should be pretty close. We might have to grind a little bit down later, but we wanna get it as close as possible now to make it easier. Okay, so the next step, we're gonna put the tubs together. And my assistant. They call this a Pittsburgh seal. So basically, we take this fold and we place that section in here. I'll let you guys see it. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a screwdriver and I'm gonna separate the fold a little bit more to make it easier. So this slip goes in there. Once we get that in there, you are going to make sure it's flat. Now you work your way around.
Yeah, so that's the toughest part of this whole thing. You definitely need 2 people. I mean, you don't need 2 people, but it's a hell of a lot easier to use 2 people. So now we do the templates and we get these things fitted in place. Let's get to the templates. All right, so I have the template drawn on. So I'm gonna remove, actually. There's your line. It's not completely straight, but according to this, that's where I gotta cut. Wish me luck. Okie dokie, it's all cut. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go fit it on that other side just to see how close we are before we do any grinding. Okay, so that fits in pretty good except for that one spot there. So what I did here is I kind of push this off, or cut this off, and I'm going to bend this down and then out so I don't have to fill anything here. And I'll make it so it's like a nice little taper. So once I tack it round, throw something in there that's round, hammer it down. But I'm gonna get it all tacked in place first. But yeah, that one's in there for now. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm tracing out, this is where the frame, so it sits about here, and that's where I'll be tacking it in. And this is the bottom of the frame. So what I am going to do is I am going to run a tape line about to here, follow this line completely, and then cut it off with the cut-off wheel. And then you don't have too much of this hanging over your existing frame. There we go. So that line's probably a lot straighter than the line I drawn. So now I'm gonna cut. Cut. So everything's tacked in. I put quite a few tacks in there. I might grind them down. I'm not sure 100%. But that's it for now. What I'm gonna do is grab some seam sealer in the morning and we'll throw some seam sealer on there. And then I'll scuff down the whole tub and we will throw on some of the lizard liner, which is awesome stuff. It keeps the tinny sound away. So I'm gonna get to that. Okay guys, here we are the next day and this is what I picked up. Brusher Bowl Seam Sealer by 3M. So this is gonna go wherever the welds are at. I'm not really gonna grind down the welds because this stuff's pretty thick and I'm gonna put a couple coats on and then we're gonna hit it with the lizard skin. But on this video, all I'm gonna show you guys is getting the seam sealer done because we are off this evening to the No Prep Kings event in Epping, New Hampshire. So I will not have time on this video to get everything sanded, lizard skinned, bed linered, then painted. Reason two is I'm not gonna do everything yet with the bed liner, or sorry, the lizard skin and bed liner, because we have to wait till the remaining parts for the rear suspension come in, and then I can get my bar mounted here for the top shock mount. And I'll have to make something again that goes from there to there to cover that in. So let me get this open and we'll start applying. So this is it. As you can see, it is some thick stuff. So get yourself a couple brushes. You're probably gonna use them. And smells pretty potent. So I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna set the camera up in the car. You guys can watch. Everything's seam sealed. There's some texture to it. As you can see, there's texture in that lizard skin. So hopefully it's somewhat close to the texture that we're gonna see from the lizard skin. But yeah, all sealed up. So I gotta trim a few more things in here. And once everything's hardened and whatnot, I'm gonna take my, well, I don't have a body hammer here, it's at the shop. I'll bring the body hammer over and smooth out here. Then do a light scuff, lizard skin, primer, and bed liner. But again, we have to finish this section here first. So anyway, guys, that is my Team Z mini tub install. It's time consuming. It's not super difficult. The hardest part really is, it's really helpful if you have a second person to help you put the tubs together. Other than that, just make sure you measure it pretty good. Go back to the video, the first video, if you want to see 9 inches straight across to the front, 9 inches, you know what. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'm Billy Mack, and welcome to my garage.